Hello, welcome. Going to take a look at Hasbro's G.I. Joe Headquarters Command Center. So this is the Joe's main base, and it's really the only base released in the 80s for G.I. Joe, unless you count like the mobile command base, or maybe it's called Mobile Command Center. I don't recall, that one's on wheels. Yeah, the USS Flag is sort of a base, but this is the Joe's main base, released in 1983. Cobra had the first base actually in 1982. It was a cardboard missile command center. That one came with figures. This one does not come with any action figures or any vehicles. So there are some pieces missing. I apologize. I searched and searched. I can't find them. They're not major pieces, but right here would be a flag. There's just a plastic pole with a plastic flag. And back here, an antenna, just a piece of plastic sticking straight up. I don't know where they are. I've spent hours looking. I think I have them. I'm pretty sure I do, but I thought they weren't too significant because there are many videos I've gone to make and missing a piece or two on something. I've canceled the video to hopefully find the pieces, but I wanted to move forward with this one. I didn't think they were major pieces. There are some broken parts on this as well. You can see along the front, it comes with two spotlights, two security cameras, two guns. I do have them, but they're broken. Some of the clips, some of these aren't in the greatest shape either. They're a little bent. So they just have these little slide-on clip. You can place them wherever you want along the front. And of course the main guns are right here. And there's another gun here a figure can hold on to. I will move the camera around before I end this video so you give you close-ups. I just wanted to give a broad overview here. And I believe they call this one, this bay over here, the supply depot, and this one the motor pool. And in the supply depot, it's kind of hard to see. I mean, it's in frame, so you might be able to see okay before I move the camera forward. This panel pops up, and it's meant to be used as storage for file cards. Oh, I'm holding them too high. I'm going to keep knocking those off, but I can leave them off. So it's just file cards, action figure file cards. You can store anything you want, but that's what it was designed for. And in all the photos, this holds the Mobat tank. I do not own a Mobat tank, but you can fit basically any regular size vehicle in here, any kind of tank. So let me just park the Wolverine in here with CoverGirl. But if you have the Mobat, it might be able to put the cannon out the window slot. I'm not sure since I don't have it. I do have another tank, but I figured I was trying to stick with anything that released in 1982 and 83. So 82 is when the action figure toy line launched. And of course this came out in 1983, so if I went, you could go beyond that, but I'm trying to stick with everything that would have been out at the same time. So over here, I don't know if you can see it too well, but of course, as I say, I'll move it closer. You can pull back this little lever thing, and it raises the platform. Now this has grooves for wheels, so this is meant to hold a four-wheel vehicle. And the vamp is the one that was available at the time. In the photographs, though, like from the box, I don't have the box or the manual. You can see it's a beige version of the Vamp. The Vamp 2 is beige, but that didn't exist yet, so I think it's just pre-production photos before the vehicles were finalized, perhaps. And it has clutch sitting in it. So you can raise him. I don't know if it's meant to do auto work in the bottom, but you can't get under it because the platform's solid. Or just to have him up here so he can shoot as well. So over here is the command center, or communications. This plastic piece lifts up, and it's a display screen, which I'll show you when I move the camera around. It has two seats, so I just chose to sit there, make it look like they're doing some stuff. There's a radar dish, the missing antenna, and you can't see this yet, but back here there's a generator with just a piece of plastic that comes off. I should point out, yes, there's dust on this you may see or not see when I move the camera around. There's so many grooves. this just sat in my basement for so long. Picked up dust, tried to wipe it off, but it's impossible. The floor has all grooves along it too. And then there's the jail cell. Now this has the most broken parts on it. Not evident if I don't bump it, but if I bump it, some of the walls may fall off. It has a door. This is probably going to fall apart because it has a peg on the bottom that broke off, but the door does open and close. All these things, they snap together. Like all the walls, they slide. They have hooks on the bottom, but it's like just these hooks. Holding things too high, sorry. So the hooks just, placed on the floor and slide into place. That's how all these walls work. The garage bays, they're just slid up against it. They have little pegs there that just slide into grooves. They don't connect, they don't hold in place though. You just kind of line it up and slide it in like that. Alright, I was getting a little off topic there, because the grooves. Now the jail cell, they kind of slide together. They have little grooves too, but some are broken. The door is the part that broke the most, but this side piece is broken too, so it doesn't hold in place. Inside the jail cell are two beds. They're just hard molded plastic. They're not real beds. So meant for two prisoners. I'm going to start adding some figures before I move the camera around. So Duke wasn't actually a carded available figure until 1984, but he was available in 83, and he's often the figure shown sitting in the main gun. You could mail away for him in 83. So I'm going to add Gung Ho. So now they don't have, one thing this is missing, it doesn't have any pegs. I think you can hold this, but I don't want to force it. So the figures, there's not much room for him to stand on, which you'll see. The gun's like right back to the ledge of this. There's steps, but then there's not really a great spot for the character to stand. It's hard to place him here. Kind of just hang him there. He might fall. They don't have pegs anywhere, so the figures have the balance if you stand them up anywhere in the set. Put Scarlet here. They have her sitting there in the picture as well, but she's also on the screen, so I don't think she's meant to be in the base at the time. And you got Flash. I think Breaker would make the most sense, but I don't own Breaker. In pre-production for my filming, I was replacing a lot of rubber bands on these figures, the inner bands, and I ended up breaking Stalker. I seem to have that problem every time I go to do a video. Something breaks on me. Here's Destro to go in the prison. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Trying to put Stalker back together after replacing the band, his arm just broke at the joint, the shoulder joint. His other arm, which is still attached, that hand has a broken thumb, but that's been there a long time. Alright, also adding Snake Eyes and Doc. I've got a couple gray stands that match the base pretty well. One thing you can't see really in frame, you can see a piece of it over here, is the helipad. So there is a separate helipad meant for the Dragonfly, since that's the helicopter that was available at the time. So you'll see that. Well, here it is if you care. This video is about the headquarters, the command center, but I am adding the vehicles. This has a bunch of broken pieces too, unfortunately. The landing gear could easily fall off, but it still works. There's a lever on the side. Trying to squeeze and frame that when you move it, it causes the blades to twirl. Alright. I'm going to detach the camera now and pick it up and move it around, so it's going to be a little shaky, and you may see my messes in the background. Just try to ignore them. Okay, I'm holding the camera now, and the microphone, I'm right next to it, but it's not attached to the camera, so as I move around you won't hear me as well, but you probably just care about seeing the stuff rather than hearing me. So let me just kind of zoom in here. In the photograph in the pamphlet, this front sticker here looks completely different, so it's another thing they changed. You have to keep focusing too. It's gung ho on the gun. Got the helipad over here. It's Wild Bill and Airborne inside. Also gonna have to try to not trip banging into everything. Maybe slide this up a bit, some room. Alright, so now you can see inside here. Generator is under that black cover. This is more plastic, it's nothing you can actually remove. Alright, let me give you a better view of the storage. Alright, a little cramped here, I'm against the wall. So just some stickers on there to indicate, you know, stuff's going on outside. This closes. And back here, something I didn't show yet, is a storage bin. So this lifts off. You can put accessories in here. There's 2 trays that you can remove. Some more parts with broken clips. And there we go. We're not quite in. Alright, to the jail cell. See the beds, Destro hanging out. Just more stickers. And this will be the end, the last little bag here with the vamp. And just gonna slide this piece out and raise it again. You know, it's hard to do that holding the bay in place. So you can see it just goes up. And of course there will be a blog post for this with photos basically of just what you're seeing here. And I did scan the catalog booklet of the headquarters picture so you can see that, because I don't have the box or manual, as I said. It's just hard to get everything in frame at once, but I'm going to end the video here. So thanks for watching.